Hello, my name is Bianca from the Ukrainian Actors and Actresses fandom. Today, in this episode of Vertical Voices, I have a guest, which name you maybe heard once or twice already in my podcast, because she have a podcast as well. And maybe you all know her already. It's pretty easy. It's Michaela from Let's Talk About Verticals. Welcome.
Hello, Bianca. Nice to see you again. First in my podcast. Now I'm your guest. I love that, to be honest.
And it's actually the third recording we have because you have two podcasts, one in German, one in English. And now here, I guess we get used to it.
I'm the talking lady.
Now, to explain, Michaela is the same as me. Both are Germans. And it's pretty hard for us right now to don't switch in German all the time. I apologize if we switching sometimes in Denglish and speak both languages. It's just how we are. No, but as you all could already hear, she have a podcast in this vertical space, so I don't have to ask her what part in the vertical space she have. And I really can recommend her podcast. But maybe, Michaela, you say something about yourself to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. As Bianca said, I'm from Germany. I live in South Germany, and I'm normally a study business informatics lady and a lecturer at the university. But in my free time, I got addicted to verticals in 2023. And the idea of my Let's Talk About Verticals podcast came up last year in summer, where I decided I wanted to get know to a lot of people from this industry, not only actor and actresses, also a lot of crew members, a lot of the fans, a lot of every type of people involved in this industry to get a whole picture how this industry works. Maybe something we don't know yet about this industry, because here in Germany, Bianca, you know it's not so easy if you are not directly at the place to be to get this whole picture done. I decided to create a podcast besides my German podcast, where it's all about the verticals, it's all about the vertical world. And I'm very happy to be in this space, because in that way I got connected to so many lovely people already. Bianca and I know also about only through these verticals. I'm very happy to be in this space, and we will see how it will go.
And I think you're doing such a great job with your podcast, because
Thank you.
You're welcome, because you get all the secrets out of your guests and
Gossip.
not just gossip, even what's going on in this industry, because especially us as the audience who are not really so deep involved with this industry, it's always interesting to take a look behind the scene, how something is produced, how someone is directing something, and what they are planning. And you also talk to an intimacy coordinator and also to a script writer. You shouldn't miss out. I will link her podcast in the description of this video. You definitely should go there and listen to it.
Thank you.
But
everyone is welcome.
But even if I personally know already how you got into this vertical space, but the audience don't know it, maybe you explain us how you got into the vertical space.
As I know now, because I talk to a lot of other people from the audience, we all get trapped in kind of same way. As I said, it was in summer 2023. I was in a hospital with no TV, and I was surfing around in this internet space, and I saw an advertising for a vertical on Facebook. It was the Double Life of My Billionaire Husband with Jared Harper, and I don't know exactly what the female lead was in it, but I saw every day another episode, and I tried to resist, because when I saw that you have to pay to see the rest, I was type of, no way, I'm not willing to pay for that. But I saw the classic ones till the paywall, and I was so hooked about the storyline. And on some day I got weak and thought, damn bullshit, I want to know how it ends. I purchased a weekly membership on Real Short then, and I was a bit dumb, to be honest, because I thought I can watch now a few verticals, and I watched everything which was published on the Real Short app till that time. But to be honest, especially not the Chinese one, because for me it's really exhausting to watch the Chinese with the origin Chinese language and watch with the subtitles. For me, that's really exhausting. I watched the verticals with origin language English, and that was a lot. I did a lot of night shifters and stuff, and I thought, now I've watched all the shows, I'm done with this app. It's okay. It was fine. A nice entertainment for a week. But then I saw in the category new coming soon and a lot of trailers, and I was so, oh, there are more shows? What? No. And you know, mostly of you, when you once watched an advertising, you get more and more advertisings. And then I started to realize, oh, holy crap, there is more than one platform where some of these shows were shown. And then it started, and it never ends so far. I got trapped. I got totally trapped, and my bank account is crying since then, to be honest. But
that's how most of us landed in this space because of these ads. And did you knew from begin on that this is a vertical, or did you hear about verticals before?
No. When I first saw this advertising, I thought it would be something like Netflix. You can also watch on TV. And when I've watched the first shows, and I thought Real Short is a kind of new app which is needed to watch it, I wanted to try to screen it on the TV with I have an iPhone, and with the Apple TV, normally you can screen it to TV so that you can watch it in a bigger screen. And I tried to do that, and it was forbidden. And I thought, what the heck? Why? And then I started to realize I cannot switch my phone screen to horizontal. It only is watchable in the vertical. And then I saw the first, I think it was an article on Instagram, because I followed the Real Short app them, and they posted somewhere an article about this vertical drama world. And I read this article and thought, oh, it seems that is something new. Vertical. And then I first heard that it's officially called Vertical Dramas. I didn't know that. Even after I watched a whole bunch of verticals, I didn't know what the exactly correct title of this stuff is. And then I read more. I Googled it, what's all about this vertical stuff. I saw the first interviews with I've started following some actors, some platforms, and then it all makes sense in the end that it's a complete own industry. I didn't know that before. No.
And for me, it's Vertical, the name. But recently, I see so many official people from the industry who call it micro dramas, short dramas, and they don't use verticals. And I think vertical fits the best.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like the same if you take a look for names of the actors. Usually, you have a website or an app like IMDb. But not always the actors themselves are creating the profiles. Sometimes you have, for one person, 5 profiles, just the names are spelled differently. And I always say, use the names of the actors, how they are published, for example, on social media, so you can find them better. Even if it's with my Ukrainian actors, they spell it not in Kirill, but they spell it in the way how they would spell it in Ukrainian. And most people don't know the spelling, so they don't know how to search for this person. And it's not just that the community, the viewers can't find these actors. but more important, the production companies, directors who maybe want to work with them. They should always use the spelling how everyone knows them. And
No,
that's
but to be honest, I don't like the official called vertical drama, because that's totally, I like the expression it's a vertical, yes. But a lot of them call them a vertical drama. For me, that assumes that it's a drama type. Lately, the last year, they were full of drama, but I think we need less drama in this vertical stuff. So I'm not so happy with this vertical drama I'm saying about that. For me, it's verticals, or John Henry Richardson always calls it the verties. I love this word.
That's how I guess they were thinking about last year at the short film festivals, I guess, how they will call the awards which they are giving out. Yes, they called them the verties.
For me, I'm watching verticals. No vertical drama, because drama is enough in this stuff. That's not to be named already.
It's the same with I call it mini movies on YouTube, which are made in Ukraine. I call them mini movies because they have the length of 10 to 20 minutes, and everyone else calling them short dramas, etc. So you have the word drama in it again, and it's not always drama in it. Sometimes, yes, it's a short version, but mini movie fit as well. I choose that. But not that you just have your podcast where you talk to, like you said, to the creatives and to the audience. You also have a group of ladies there once a month where you are talking about the vertical recap of the previous month. Can you explain something to it or about it?
I have this review episodes every once a month. The idea, or why I started that, was I found out that a lot of the reviewers are only publishing reviews if the verticals are minimum. Let's say if you have a rating system 1 till 5, if the vertical is minimum a 3.5. The reviews which are not would be so good, let's say in that way, mostly aren't published because the people don't want to seem so rude or too critical or stuff like that. And in my opinion, and because I did some acting stuff here in Germany too, for me, it's always important to hear also some critic, to have the possibility to improve. And the thing is, if I will tell you, listen, I didn't like your vertical, I won't tell you, Bianca, that was shit, and that's it. I'm always giving you reasons why I turned it off, for example, why I didn't like it. But in the other way, if I really like a vertical or an acting performance or stuff like that, I love to tell that the actors, actresses, directors also, because I think it's good for them also to know what the audience likes or dislikes. And I loved the reviews of the ladies I talked to now in the episodes, and I sent them a message and asked them, hey, I'm doing this new podcast and I would love to do a monthly recap version so that we can talk about which vertical dropped, which vertical did we like the most, which vertical disappointed us because it was more hyped, or I don't know, maybe the post-production was shit, or what was a typical vertical which didn't fit in any type for us to watch. And also we are talking about which actor and actress were our performance of the month, because we really liked the presence in the vertical or stuff like that. And we are talking also about the platform of the month, because as you know, there are so many platforms out there, and we want to see which platform improves maybe in the storylines they published, and which platform we really often used in this month. And lately we also added a new category. It's called the side role of the month, because in my opinion, a lot of side actors who never get leads were so underestimated and underrated in this vertical space that we are not talking enough about this presence also. In this monthly recap, we talk open, honest, what we liked, what we disliked, and we are doing that now since the month of September. We published so far 4 episodes about that, and I got so many feedbacks that the people are really enjoying this episodes because it's so open and honest, and it's with the ladies. We are it seems like we are meeting for an online coffee talk and speak open, honest, and directly what we were thinking about it, but not in that way that we are only telling that was shit or that was good. We are always explaining. We are always giving reasons why or what for us worked or didn't work. And I got so many feedback for this monthly recaps. For example, Jeff Violet told me lately that he's a big fan of this open, honest opinions. And
that's great.
I missed that, to be honest, in this vertical space, that you can also hear some critical words.
Yes. That's what I'm always saying. Don't sugarcoat everything and say if you don't like something, but the main part is you have to explain why you don't like something and do it in a nice, kind way, and don't be rude. How do you say it? The constructive criticism is so needed.
Because a vertical could be shit. We had lately there was a great story, a great cast, but the post-production ruined it completely because the sound was so bad in the end, or the cutting was so bad. Other sides, we had verticals with a great cast, but the storyline was so full of abusive that for example, I can't watch it till the end. I turned it off. But that doesn't mean that the cast was shit or the acting performance was shit. It was simply the storyline that made it not happen to watch this vertical. Otherwise, I also had verticals where, let's say, the female and the male lead were great on their own, but there was no chemistry on the screen.
Yes.
And for me, that didn't work out because they were acting a love scene and you saw exactly that they were not comfortable with each other. Yeah. So there is always so many possibilities why a vertical cannot be attractive to watch. And I want to discuss that with the ladies, what were the reasons for we call it the vertical crap of the month.
Great name.
to make this make vertical made us feeling uncomfortable to watch.
Maybe this is needed in this space because most of the audience, they have their favorite actors and actresses, and they like everything what they are doing, and they don't look in this way. Maybe the vertical like you critics looking at it. And I think it's very important, especially how should those production companies, directors know what they are doing good or bad, and to change it maybe in the future. Because I figured out there are more and more production companies who are listening to that, what the fans, the audience like or dislike. Because, it's so important, because what does it mean if you shoot a vertical for a lot of money, even if it's low budget, but it's still a lot of money, and everyone is turning it off in the second episode.
And I think, to be honest, what I got on feedback because of this open, honest, as you said, the ladies and I are not, we have our favorite actors and actresses. That's not the part, but we give, let's say, every vertical a chance to be good. And as you said, I have also favorite actors and I watched the vertical, but the vertical was holy crap shit. And I'm not that type of blind watcher. And as you said, oh, he's in it. Oh, it's always great to see him. No, we are kind of neutral watcher with, we try to read not a lot of reviews before we are watching it so that we can take a look with this kind of neutral opinion. And I think that's the reason why I love this monthly recap episode so much, because every time you see, there was, for example, a vertical of the month. For me, it was the crap of the month. For another one of the ladies, it was the vertical of the month, because she saw it in a total different way and story and understanding of the story. And that's the thing I really like, because it shows always that we have so different in audience and expectations on some verticals, which is totally fine. Not everyone has to be, in my opinion, the same person to watch and to like and dislike. That's what the industry keeps running, that there are people with so many different interests in it. But we all agree that too much violation or harassment or anything like that, especially against a female lead, is not open for discussion.
No, it will never be over. Thanks God, nowadays there are a lot of actors and actresses or crew members who start to speak up for something like that they don't want to do that. But before we going on to talk about Ukrainian verticals, maybe you tell us who are these 6 ladies in this recap group, so everyone can watch out, because I guess you guys saw those reviews already.
I think that the ladies are not so unknown in this Instagram world. First of all, it's Aline from I.Love.Verticals. I think we all know her. She has great stuff on her page, and she's the creative head of the chibis. She created me my own chibi. I really like that. And for example, she's doing reviews. She's also category Get to Know, where she's talking with some actors, actresses in a few short questionnaire, what they like, dislike. And she's now doing also a new category where she's talking with the crew members and stuff like that. And I really liked her profile, because she's so critical but honest and fair to this industry. And so she's in. Then Caitlyn from Verticait is in. She's based in New York. Aline is based in Canada, by the way. She's kind of new. No, let's not tell completely new, but I love her opinion so much, because she directly says what she's thinking about. And from her, every time you get the open, honest opinion with great reasons she's giving you. And she understands this industry very well already. And she also joined the Verticon, for example. So she's getting more and more into this industry. The next one is Dalia from VerticalFilmLovers. I think she's very, let's say, famous for her reviews, because she's watching so many verticals every month. I think she's always watching more than 60. But that's the reason for that is she travels a lot for work, so she's a lot on a flight, and in the flight she's always watching verticals, and she has a big Excel sheet. If you want to know, Dalia, can you give me an advice for, let's say, werewolf vertical? She's going through her list, and she can spill you a lot of informations of verticals.
And not just the name of the title of the vertical. She even can tell you all the actors who are acting, and at least the lead actors and the side actors.
And most of them, she's always searching for the credits behind the scenes, means who wrote the script, the director, who was the AD, first AD. She's for me, she's a big lexica for the vertical space, to be honest. But she watched already more than 1,500 verticals. So if anyone is really great big in the industry, it's Dalia.
I guess By now she watched already more, because I don't know in which episode it was. She said she watched around 1,600, and I
Yeah.
said, "Wow, 1,600." And she said, "Yeah, by now it's much more."
Yeah, she
So,
watched, as I said, around about 60 per month. So for me, it was totally clear that I will ask her if she want to join this review part, because she has so many knowledge about verticals and actors already. And she is a kind of very critical, but as I said with the other ladies, always fair and critical. So
yeah,
she's like me, a turn off person, which means normally she tries to watch till the end, but sometimes if the stories are so bad, she's always she may. Aline also did turning off verticals.
yeah,
Dalia is more like Verticait. Okay, we try to give it a chance to watch till the end, but if she's telling you I stopped watching this vertical, it has a really
that means
really big
something.
reason, and it's
That
normally
means
really
something.
shit.
Yeah,
And then we have Shikha. She lives actually in India. VerticalViewWeekly. She's also very established in this space with her reviews, and she's doing a lot of what's her personal vertical of the week month. She's very creative on her Instagram profile. And then there is Lisa in Australia, the Vertical Drama Queen. She runs also the Team Cayman, the fandom for Cayman Cardiff and the fandom for Denjong Ma. So she's very active in this scene. Actually, at the moment, there's a bit problem because of the time zone difference. It's kind of hard because she is here from Germany, 10 hours away. The ladies in Canada and everything are 6 hours behind. So it's in total a 16 hours time difference, and then it's sometimes really hard to find a possibility when we can record it. So she is now a bit inactive in this winter time because we need to switch the time zones back, or the times to the summertime, because that means for Lisa that she is going 1 hour back and we are moving 1 hour forward, so that then it's only 8 hours time differences, and then it's better to choose a date. And lately Brittany from Drama Inc. Diaries joined this review group because Meagan from RealReelDrama first was in, but she is now very deep in this business and a little bit lack of time for doing all the review stuff. So we decided to get Brittany with Drama Inc. Diaries in. She's also doing some interviews and reviews on her sites, and that's the ladies and I.
that's actually amazing. And I wish I could write reviews, because I'm watching verticals in a different way as well. I'm very detailed oriented, and but my skills are not in writing. So I always say I'm more a talker than a writer. So unfortunately, I can't do that. And I'm so thankful that you ladies are doing such great reviews, and it's needed for the industry, but also for the community, to get a better overview over all those amazing or not so amazing verticals out there. And I like that you don't sugarcoat everything. But anyway, we are here at Vertical Voices from the
Yeah.
Ukrainian actresses fandom, and I'm talking here to the audience and want to know, did you hear about Ukrainian verticals? Did you watch some of them, and what do you like about it, or what do you dislike about it? What is your expression about Ukrainian verticals?
To be honest, first I saw some ads and I was kind of, what type of dialect are they talking? Because it was really in English, and I was so, where are these actors from? And I didn't know first that they were Ukrainian. And I got, let's say, hooked up by an advertising. It was for the Shy Beauty and the Billionaire Beast. And that
like
was my
me.
first Ukrainian I watched. But I watched it more in accident, because I saw the ads and I saw the stories and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. And in the ads, I thought, okay, the quality seems to be good. And I had at that point for my drama some coins, and I said, okay, now I'm able to watch that. I will check that out. And that was the first Ukrainian vertical I watched. But to be honest, I didn't know, although I watched it, that it was made in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I accidentally saw that when I saw the first time your profile for the Ukrainian actors and actresses. I thought, okay, in Ukraine, because we all know that the situation in the Ukraine is really hard, especially here in Germany. One of my neighbors are from the Ukraine. They normally lived in the Ukraine, and because of the war, they came over. And I was kind of surprised when I heard it first that they are shooting verticals in the Ukraine, although this shit situation there at the moment. And when you told me in our interview we did for my podcast, yeah, they are shooting it in Kiev. And I saw on that morning that there was an alarm for new bombs and in Kiev. I thought, what the heck? And they are shooting verticals there at the moment. And because of your site and your profile, I got more and more into this Ukrainian verticals. And I spoke also with my review ladies. There came up a discussion about the quality of the Ukrainian verticals in a month. Lisa, the Vertical Drama Queen, spoke about she saw a few Ukrainian verticals and she really liked it very much. And that was the beginning when I started recognizing, okay, they are doing in the Ukrainian their completely own stuff with own actors and all of that. Nothing compared to the US versions we see or to the Chinese or the verticals which were filmed in Chinese. So that was for me the first, let's say, contact with the Ukrainian verticals.
Yeah, I must admit, The Shy Beauty and the Billionaire Beast with Nazar Graba and Sasha Anika was my first Ukrainian vertical as well. And I hear it immediately in Eastern European accent, and I try to figure out from where they are. And I don't know how it's happened, but I found out they are from Ukraine. But it's pretty hard to find anything about Ukrainian actors and actresses, especially at this point while I decided to create this fandom, because they didn't fill out IMDb. And none of the actors had an IMDb profile. And it's really hard to find something. And that's why I decided to open this or create this fandom to show the world these amazing, talented actors and actresses from Ukraine and show their filmographies and so on, because they need to be seen, especially, like you said, under the circumstances that they are shooting. And on some days, they are really, really tired because they have for a few days no electricity. They don't have heaters at the moment, and they have temperatures at around minus 15 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what it is in Fahrenheit. I will check it out. But it's pretty cold, and they have to go during the night to the shelters and still going on the next morning to the set and go on shooting for us to entertain us. And this is actually amazing. And which is so, or what I think what is so great about it is many crew members from directors, cameramans, and so on. They are from the normal film industry in Ukraine, so they have experience in horizontals, and they bring all these experiences to the vertical space. That means even if the budget is maybe not that high, they still try to do cinematic verticals that does look cinematic. And I think they're doing such a good job.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
do you think about those Ukrainian verticals, how they shoot this, and the quality of those verticals?
First of all, to be honest, what I don't like is that mostly of the Ukrainian verticals are showed on the app My Drama, and there's no possibility to purchase a membership on My Drama.
You can.
No, if I will take a look, for me, I have only the possibilities to buy coins, not to purchase a weekly or monthly membership or anything like that on the app. So for
Because
me,
usually you can subscribe. If you click on it, they will offer you that. maybe you should reach out to my drama and via DM and ask them, because usually it's possible. Because
Oh, I
others
checked
have
it lately this
memberships.
morning again, and all I got offered is
Maybe
to buy coins, nothing else.
did you check out the website of them
No.
to purchase the membership? It could be possible, because I can't say how it is really working, because I had the luck that they offered me a 12-month free membership, and that's why I can't say so much about it. And
No,
yeah,
it's for me actually one of the only apps when I directly check them on my phone. I got nothing offered as a membership, only buying coins. And that's, to be honest, the reason why I was holding back in the last years to watch more Ukrainian verticals, because it was for me not possible to watch them on the phone. Because I'm
yeah,
not willing to pay by coins, to be honest. I'm not patient enough
no,
to watch always with coins and advertising so that I can reach coins. That was for me shitty. Because for the quality and stuff like that, the verticals I saw, the Ukrainian ones, there was thankfully on other platforms, also Ukrainian verticals, where I watched, they were always great in quality. They were always really good produced. We have a lot of verticals lately which were totally shitty in the post-production. As I said before, the sound is so bad, or maybe the locations or is not so good. And in the Ukrainian verticals, although they have kind of difficult situation shooting them, the qualities are always good. And what I really like is that they are not clinging to the typical vertical shitty trope every time. In the classic US produced verticals, you sometimes see exactly the same story, even with the total same characters. Nothing is changed, only the cast. And for me, it's not entertaining to watch 10 verticals with exactly the same storyline when you know after the first 5 episodes how the story will go. And for me, that doesn't make sense to watch them. I only pick them then the one with the, for me, best cast. And the Ukrainian verticals are, in my opinion, very comparative to the ones which were shot lately in Istanbul for drama pops. The qualities of both, doesn't matter if Ukrainian or...
you're talking about his holy obsession and no escape from, no,
I'm bad
no,
in titles. You
no,
have to
Love
ask
in
me for titles.
Oblivion. They are not shot in Turkey. They are shot in Ukraine, but they were published on Drama Pops, which is a company based in Turkey. 'Cause
But it
they
doesn't
couldn't
matter.
go there.
Also, the US verticals, which were
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
in Turkey,
yeah.
the shooting quality or the quality of the verticals shot in Istanbul or in Ukraine, it's the Europe, I think it's Europe, Europe shot verticals are always great in qualities.
Yeah.
And even if they were US verticals shot in Istanbul, the qualities of both of them, as I said, doesn't matter if they shot in Ukraine or in Turkey. Both qualities and sounds and post-production teams are doing always a really great job. I watch a lot of European produced verticals lately because they never disappoint me in the storyline. They have always fresh, new storyline. As I said, the quality is always really good. And on top of that, if you know in which situation they are shooting in the Ukraine, for me, it's hard to believe that some of the US verticals are in such a bad quality, although they have great possibilities to shoot there. And I'm always wondering, how can they do that in Kiev or anywhere else in Ukraine? Good. Although they have on top this hard, let's say, hard conditions to shoot them, and they can even produce much more better than sometimes the US can do without any war in the country of shooting. I love watching European produced verticals because they are mostly really, really good. And as I said, the Ukrainian verticals have also new storyline, different storylines, fresh storylines, and a lot of Ukrainian actors and actresses lately. And we both know that Ukraine is in such a good quality produced verticals that it's getting more and more attractive also to actors outside of the Ukraine, that they are saying, hey, I want to shoot there, although there is a war. I think they know exactly what they are doing there, and I don't feel unsafe to go there, and I'm interested in shooting there. I think that also this Ukrainian verticals can get more and more good actors shooting in there, and we saw a few verticals lately, for example, with Kiki Frax in it, a US actor in combination with a Ukrainian vertical fits very well. So I'm very excited where this will go this year.
It's the same with the German actors who've been there, like Marc Schöttner, Hans Kurbig, and also the French actor Pierre Loger, and the actor from UK, Robert Scott Holmes, who recently moved to Kiev, and because he shot there a vertical, and then he decided, hey, I like that here, I'm going there. I have to admit to the actors who've been from abroad, been in Ukraine and shot their one or more projects, not just verticals, even some mini movies. They all said, hey, I like that a lot here and I would love to go back. And a few of them been already a few times now in Kiev to shoot new projects. Like Pierre Loger, he been now 3 or 4 times over there and shot projects. And that's amazing to see. And the crews of the production company, they always take care of these actors. Sure, it's dangerous. You can't deny it, but they try to do the best to secure them. That means they have hotels right in the center of Kiev, where the hotel directly have a shelter. And they have always a person like an assistant or an acting manager who's taking care the whole time while these actors are on site to be there for them, to show them around and so on. They make it for them easy. Yes, some nights these actors had to feel how it is if the air raid alerts are going off, and that they had to go to the shelter because it was very loud at nights, because mostly the air raid alerts coming at night, just sometimes even during the day. But if these actors tell me I liked that so much over there and I had the best time, that means a lot. And
I think it's also important that they are keep doing that, because if they will resign for shooting verticals in the Ukraine, I think for some actors they are jobless then, and the other part is shooting verticals and producing and keep on running this production and the system there. Although there is war, I think that means a lot for all the Ukrainian people there, that they can, or that they are trying to have normal life in this shit situation, because we all know it's not since yesterday. That situation is now for more than 4 years that there is war, and to be honest, there is unfortunately no end nearby.
We can't see the end yet, if we wish for it.
They what I really like is if you're seeing some BTS from the shootings, they are all very happy and make great memories and try to keep the best time there. And I think that's also for their mental health super important that they are doing that.
Definitely. I talked to 1 or 2 actors who are based in Ukraine who are a little bit worried about that. For example, Amo Picture is looking for actors from abroad who come there because they are afraid that they don't get much more jobs. I can understand this fear, but I guess the mix out of it, it's sometimes pretty good to see new faces in couples because I have a lot of actors in my fandom. I recently counted it. I have 168 actors and actresses in my fandom, but not all of them acting ever in leading roles. There are always new actors who are joining this business and starting with leading roles, like, for example, the girlfriend of Nazar Graba, Katarina Haidai. She recently had a role in a vertical, and it was her second shooting, but the first vertical which got released. It's Cousins by Name, Lovers in Secret, and her co-star in this vertical is Nazar. I think she surprised me in a positive way that she's brand new to this, and she did such a good job for that, that she just is a beginner. And I like that there are always new faces.
Yeah, and
And
I think
because
it's also important that they get some input from the other side of the world where they are always also shooting verticals, so that there is more space and possibility to grow together. Because of the war, they are not able to shoot somewhere else. They are not able to go out, so they only see and get the new knowledge when the verticals were shot in the Ukraine. But verticals are lately shot in so many places all over the world. I think if people from the, let's say, the outside are coming to the Ukraine, they can really have a lot of maybe knowledge or new experiences they cannot make at the moment because they are only shooting in the Ukraine. I think it's enriching for both sides to do that.
definitely, definitely. And for example, Amo Pictures, if they have the actors in their agency, they provide them some workshops. There are some very popular directors, for example, who are giving a workshop to these actors via Zoom or some video calls. And they always try to educate them more in acting. And I like that a lot, that they taking care of these actors like that. And the ladies, they could go outside of Ukraine and shoot there because they are allowed to leave the country, but the male actors are not allowed. And I recently saw, for example, Nazar Graba, he's allowed to leave the country. I assume it's because he's a veteran, so he don't have to serve his country no more, so that's why he's allowed to leave the country. But everyone else, they have to stay there because it's always can be possible that they have to start to serving the country. And we have to no, actually, three actors who are serving the country. One is Robert Feldman. I'm not sure where he is because I see in his stories he's sometimes at home and see his family. He can't be that far away from Kiev. But we have Bogdan Bazenko, who's serving the country, and Arthur Schuripper. Bless you.
Thank you.
And they still try to do their best, even if they have to if they had to cancel their career at the moment to act and have to work in the military service. And it's really, really hard. And I know from some actors, they even got offers of to shoot verticals in China, in Turkey, in America, or in Canada, but unfortunately, they can't go. I heard there would be maybe a possibility to leave, but to get the official permission by the government that an actor is allowed to leave the country, it takes a long time, and there are so many regulations which this actor have to, how do you say it, how which he have to bring that he maybe get the permission to leave the country. That's why it's not possible. Because I
Yeah.
would love to see a combination out of some Ukrainian actors and American actors, and even if they
Yeah.
shoot it in LA or Atlanta. So I would love to see that. But unfortunately, it's not possible at the moment.
Hopefully that will change. We'll see.
Because there's a difference. Some actors are allowed to leave the country, but only if they are acting in a theater. It's a difference between standing in front of a camera or standing on a stage. That was possible, for example, in beginning of October. Three of these actors been in Munich here in Germany and
Yeah.
had a few days in a row a show in an Ukrainian theater. Anton Solovey, Artem Plunder, and Dimitro Olinek, they been here in Germany. That was great to see that they could escape for a moment the stress which they have at home.
Yeah.
And regarding the storylines, yes, they are different and they are mostly written in Ukraine. But there are also a few script writers, for example, Jamila Vaena. You can see her interview on my page already. And she is from Mexico and she wrote three stories for Ukrainian verticals. And but mostly they are written in Ukraine, and that's why it makes so unique. But unfortunately, in my eyes, unfortunately, Holy Water, who are the owners of my drama, starting to do or jump on the bandwagon now, like all the other apps are doing. Because until now, I really thought they are unique because they are not redoing stories. But unfortunately, at the moment, they doing a few stories which they just changing the cast and change the storyline a little bit.
I saw that. I saw that one.
And sorry, and it's never mean that if even if it's in my eyes a knockoff, it's don't mean that the actors in this show are doing a bad job or the crew or whatever. They doing an outstanding job too, but it's still a knockoff. That's
But you
what
have this type of knockoffs everywhere. It's not
yeah,
especially with well, lately so many knockoffs. As I said, sometimes you have platforms with 10 times exactly the same story with exactly the same character name, only a different cast. I think that's a bit of problem actually in the industry that
yeah,
that we need new stuff in it so
definitely.
badly.
And actually, I think those apps, it doesn't matter from where the vertical is coming from. They just doing those knockoffs because they saw the first show sold itself very well. Many people watched it and they said, "Hey, it's working, so let's do it again, and we will make money with that too." And but as a viewer, it's really hard to watch those verticals if you see the storyline again and again and again, and you can start
Absolutely.
if while you are watching, you can already start talking all the lines yourself because you've seen it already.
Yeah. I spoke to some actors. They said it was exactly the same. I didn't have to prepare anymore. But for the actors, it's also bothering when they're always shooting the same storylines. It's not challenging anymore. It's
No,
kind.
because you have to show your character in the new story that a little bit different than in the first one. You can't make a copy one to one.
True. That's true. We will see how that will go. In my
Yeah,
opinion, we are still at the beginning of this vertical story.
definitely. It's growing pretty fast all over the world, but we are still in the beginning. We are still
We
in the
didn't
beginning.
hit the paywall already.
But what I want to know is there, from the stories which you watch from Ukraine, is there maybe a story which is your favorite?
I'm so bad in the titles. What was the first one released on RealReelDrama? The speed one.
Laugh at Dangerous Speeds.
Yes, the car with the car
Yeah.
racing and stuff like that. It was for me also a type of new storyline which I never saw before. To be honest, I was a bit surprised to see that show on Real Short because foreign produced shows are not so often published on
Yeah.
Real Short. That was why I was a bit surprised. And when I heard that they will publish the second Ukrainian show with the boxing one, I
This
was
is not
also
the second one. They have by now, I guess,
but
six on it.
it's after the racing one. It was the next one, isn't it?
No, there have been a
Because
few
I'm not
between
so.
it. And I can tell you, hold on, I'm right now on my profile where I have an overview where you can find all the Ukrainian verticals and on which app. On Real Short, we have 8 verticals so far. Laugh
Yes.
at Dangerous Speed was the first one, and The Fighter Who Stole My Pulse is the 8th.
The
In
eighth.
between, we had Bound by Marriage, Freed by Love, How to Trap a President's Son, The Year in His
Oh,
Chain.
this was also Ukrainian produced? Oh, that was so great.
Which one? The How to Trap President's Son?
Yes.
It's
Ah,
it was
love
Alexandra
that.
Pankova as the lead actress, and the lead actor is Noel Salblix from Sweden.
Yes, exactly. I really
Yeah,
like this one. That was so
yeah.
good. That's a
And the next
Ukrainian
one
one.
is
See, I didn't know that.
see. And then
Huh.
we had The Year in His Chains with Pierre Langer and Dasha. Oh, I forgot her name with T. Volorovich? No, I'm bad in sometimes in the last names. The next one, which is a very good vertical as well, is The Woman Start the War with
I didn't
Sergei
see that.
Strelnikov and Tetiana Slova. You have to watch it,
I
really.
haven't seen it. No.
And then we had Look Into My Eyes, which is not my favorite at all. It's a thriller, and there are three stories in one show, and they shot it in the POV view. The lead actors always had the camera in his hand, so it's a different way to shoot the vertical, and I didn't like it, and it wasn't a hit as well. And then we had Desired by Two, The Vampire and the Hunter, again with
I didn't saw that, but I know one of my review ladies really favorized it.
You
was
have to watch it. And the last but
yeah.
not least on Real Short is The Fighter Who Stole My Pulse with Nazar Grabar and Mary Wisniewska.
See, I didn't know that there were so many. But to be honest, I didn't purchase the Real Short membership for a long time now because of some different reasons. Because Real Short is very expensive in a weekly membership, and I didn't know that the President's Son really, because that was one of my favorites. I didn't know that it was Ukrainian
Because
produced.
it's a
See?
nice rom-com. It was a funny, nice rom-com.
Exactly. It was not the classic. Okay, later there has been a few shows with President's Son, whatever,
Yeah.
but the storylines were so, as you said, smooth to watch and
Yeah.
chilly willy. And I didn't know. See. But to be honest, the car racing one I also liked because it was the first one I saw in that type of storylines, and it was really well produced and also with a great cast. But to be honest, I didn't know a lot of people from the cast, not even seen before.
There is Alexandra Pankova played the villainess in it.
Okay. No,
And
for me it was I'm always looking out for the small details in the verticals. How is the location chosen? How is the environment of all the set stuff published? And for me, super important sound and stuff like that. Otherwise,
yeah.
I cannot watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, but like I said, you can take a look at my profile. I have there a list of
That's
all.
good.
By now, there's just yesterday came a new one. We have now 106 verticals and pilot projects made in Ukraine, and it's sorted by the app. And luckily, luckily, there are not many apps where they show these verticals. Not official apps. It's a Real Short, Good Short, Drama Box, Drama Shorts, My Drama, Drama Wave, and Drama Pops. There are 7 apps.
But that's enough. That's
Definitely.
totally enough.
For them, I'm happy if they have the possibility to be seen on different apps because every
Yeah,
app
yeah,
has
it's
a kind
good.
of audience. But for us viewers, it's always so hard regarding the subscriptions and buying coins,
Yeah, it's
etc.
sometimes really shit with all the memberships needed and stuff like that. As I said, for example, I didn't purchase for Real Short a membership for a long time now because they are lately published so many craps that I'm
Yeah.
not willing to give them my money for a membership. But I have a yearly membership, for example, for Drama Box and also for some other platforms. I will check that. What Ukrainian verticals? Sometimes it's the same thing. Sometimes you see a vertical and you cannot say where it's produced, even if it's in
Yeah.
Vancouver or even if it's, as I said, a Ukrainian one. And because of the missing credits, you have not the
On Real Short, the verticals have always credits. And they try to do it, but it's so necessary to have credits, especially for the reviewers to mention everyone and not just the lead actors, because this is what I'm missing so much in so many review pages. They always mention only the lead actors. The side roles didn't get attention at all, and I think sometimes the big shots in this business they don't need to be mentioned that much no more because everyone knows them. But these actors who are getting new into the business and have a side role, they need to be seen.
It's also that the crew members are
Yes.
so less called in some credits. Well, who was the director? Who was the post production team? Maybe who was the script writer or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's type of information I would love to know sometimes to give them in some way. I'm not writing as much directly to the people via DM, but if I really like the vertical, I send them a DM and say, hey, I watched this recently and I really liked it, because I would love to give them the cheer they are earned for this vertical.
Yeah. I'm doing it mostly like this. If I watched a new vertical and I'm missing some actors or I don't know who was the director, I'm contacting the actors and crew members who I know who've been in this show.
I'm normally contacting Dalia. She knows everything.
I don't know how to call it in English. Does she have this glass ball on her desk to figure it out?
I don't know how sometimes she gets these informations, but whenever I saw maybe an actor or actress or anyone in the vertical, I made a screenshot, send it over to Dalia and said, listen, can you tell me please who this is? No problem, that's blah, blah, blah. Oh, thank you.
Unfortunately, I can't use her for the Ukrainian actors and actresses because in some verticals, they are very present in the movie. But if I'm asking the actress, oh, I forgot the name. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And that's why I can't name all of them. But anyway, we're coming to the end of this recording, and I'm so thankful that you joined me today. Do you have maybe anything to say to the audience or to the Ukrainian creatives?
As I said, I would love to have the possibility to purchase a membership on my phone. It's not possible at the moment. I think if that would be possible, and I know from a lot of the other fans that they also tried it, and if that would be possible, I'm sure that there will be more audience also, because actually the coins doesn't work out to watch a vertical.
No.
And I know from a lot of fans that they are not willing to watch with coins or purchase coins for every show. I would love to see that it's easier to watch, for example, on my drama with the membership verticals. And in my case, to be honest, I only knew about this, let's say, Ukrainian space because of you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the informations of all these great, fantastic people out there in the Ukraine, because it's a kind of less... They are totally, in my opinion, underestimated and underrated in this space. Although they are having situations that they cannot come over to shoot somewhere else than the Ukraine at the moment. But in my opinion, they are always underestimated and underrated in this space because they are only Ukrainians, you know what I mean? I think they are doing a really great job. As I said, the quality is always so good, and I appreciate everyone who's shooting in the Ukraine, although this hard situation they are having there, because in every vertical, you cannot see anything of this shit situation. They are always making the best out of it. And that's what I really like, because the verticals are sometimes a bit different in storylines, and maybe sometimes not so easy to watch because of the accents and stuff like that. It's not the typical, let's say, the typical vertical stuff, but I really appreciate what they are all doing there, and I hope that this shit war will end sometimes, that they have even more the chance to grow there and elevate the space more. That would be so nice.
Definitely. And I'm happy I could help you out there.
And thanks to Bianca, I can spoil that a bit. I had the chance to talk already to Volodymyr Pichtin.
Pilek
Pichtin was the other one. Sorry for that. Pilek. He told me what's the correct pronunciation. Volodymyr Pilek was the correct pronunciation. I tried it a few times before the recording. Thanks for this great teamwork, Bianca. I always appreciate that. And that you are enlightening me with all the vertical space from the Ukraine stuff. And I love this community. As I said before, I really love that. And I would love to see that a lot of more people would appreciate the work of the Ukrainians more.
I must mention too, I'm not upset. I'm not sad, but it's, how do you say it in English? It's not always good to see if I love the way how fan pages do these games. They're posting a lot of pictures of the actors. Which one is your favorite, or in the
Yeah.
plane beside who you want to sit. And mostly you can only see American actors. And it's only if I say, okay, where are the Ukrainians? And just then in the next one, they post, sure, Nazagraba, Max Kachenko, and Bogdan Ruban. But hey, girls, there are so many more good actors. I love these three guys. They're doing such a great job. But there are so many more great actors. And if you want to find out who these actors are, I always can say, join me on Discord. Yes, it's a different app, or you can even use it over the web browser, but join us there. The community is there. You can talk about your favorite actors and the verticals. You can also chat just normal there. But most importantly, I have right now 168 filmographies of all the actors I know so far for the verticals. And I'm still working on the filmographies of the mini movies, which are for free on YouTube. If you want to know something, you always can reach out. I'm willing to support you if you're writing a review or make a posting about something. If you need some information, contact me, join us so you can see what you need on for information. It's all good, and you always can tag me if something is needed or anything like that. We should work together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's correct. And like I said, don't always use only the lead actors, choose the side roles too. And not just Ukrainians, from all over the world, because
Yeah,
there are very
side roles
great
are
talents,
so. Oh
actors
yes,
and actresses.
absolutely. Also the older ones, the matriarchs.
Definitely. Definitely. There are some great matriarchs and patriarchs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much, dear Michaela. Have a
Always
wonderful rest
welcome.
weekend.
Thank you so much. We know
And
both what we will do. Working for the community.
there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. I can't deny it. But I'm talking to you soon. And
Yeah,
like I said, you always can reach out if you have any questions.
I will. Thank you, Bianca, for having me. It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, all mine. Bye.
Bye.